I'm really happy to say that this book that I'm working on is almost finished. I mean, all the editing has been done. Now it has to be incorporated in the book. And I'm telling you, it's like a miracle. And I'm just looking forward. I'm going to have copies printed out, not a lot, 2, 3, maybe. Anybody knows a decent agent? Anybody knows a good publishing house? I'm all ears. I'm all ears. It's kind of a thrilling project to, when I was younger, one of the hardest things I ever had to do was complete things, to finish cycles. And it's one of the reasons Rudy asked me to go back to school. It wasn't to get an education or to learn anything. It was to finish, to learn how to finish things, to complete cycles. And this was a very important element in writing every single book I've ever written. Being driven by an internal force to bring it to a conclusion, to finish it on the best level that I can possibly bring to it. And going back to school, which really was by way of demand of Rudy, it taught me something amazing about my life and how I was selling myself short. I wasn't, truly investing the time and the energy to complete big projects that I had to complete. It enabled me to live in Denton, Texas for 9 years, and to finish up whatever I had to do there so I could move back to New York and then totally open to what, they say you can do it in New York, you can do it anywhere, and it was true. I needed that kind of test. So I think cycles are very important. Becoming conscious of them and learning how to complete them is even more important. And allowing oneself to truly understand that everything in life works in cycles. I mean, nature is the greatest teacher of this. You got fall, winter, spring, summer. I mean, time 24 hours in a day, 60 minutes an hour. I mean, everything is in cycles. And all time is mostly a creation of the human mind. It also operates in cycles. That's both time and the human mind. We have to learn how to complete them. By completing them, we work out our karma. Understand, we learn how to truly transform ourselves inside and have a spiritual life and have the patience to do it. And I think this book has been just a great teacher for me, amazing. And I'm grateful that I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And now the hardest part comes, finding somebody at the end of the tunnel that wants to publish it. That's the most difficult thing of all, but that'll come. That'll come. Does anyone have a question they would like to ask?
Yes, I do. I wanted to ask how to work with a spiritual eye. What can you say about it?
You mean with the third eye?
With a spiritual eye?
The spiritual eye. Look, the spiritual, call it the third eye, call it the spiritual eye, I mean, call it whatever. It's wisdom, it's knowledge, it's the ability to see what is real, what is an illusion, the ability to make choices in life, and to choose the things that are going to help you have a spiritual life, not the things that can be more pleasant, more interesting, what's going to help you have a spiritual life. And when that eye opens in a human being, they begin to see the world that way. Knowledge, real knowledge. I don't mean intellectual thinking and, calculating and logic and all this stuff. I mean, wisdom that comes and teaches us how to function in the world, how to develop humility and to become a child of God living in this world. That's the spiritual eye. That's what it brings. That's what it teaches. But it doesn't come to a person in a deep way unless they're strong enough inside to be able to support it. They have to have a quiet mind. They have to have quiet emotions. They have to have control of their sexual energy. They have to have the ability to stay centered and foundation and create and rooted inside themselves. That allows that wisdom to come, that knowledge to come. It opens the chakra here, and we begin to perceive the world in a totally different way. And then
There is
the choices we make are based on what will give us a spiritual life, not what we want, what will give us, and sometimes those are very difficult choices to make.
But what can we do? Can we do something, or it's given to us
You're
when
doing
we're ready?
something right now, Khalid. You're building a system inside that is strong enough to allow the spiritual eye, the third eye, higher energy to truly guide your life. You have to build a system inside. That is your covenant with higher energy. Here to build a system that enables wisdom and knowledge to truly guide your life. That's what the meditation is for. As I say all the time, meditation is not a spiritual life. It's a craft that you learn to build a system inside that allows one to see with the third eye, allows one to become a vehicle through which wisdom and knowledge can flow and nurture other people, as well as nurture oneself.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, you're getting that, really. Just keep doing your inner work. I promise you, it will be there. It will all be there. Does anyone else have a question they would like to? I learned years ago, it's not what I want to do in the world. It's what I need to do. And what I need to do is often directly opposite of what I want to do. But what I need to do has always helped me develop a system inside that gets a little bit closer and a little bit closer to state of spiritual enlightenment. I mean, I needed to be with Rudy when I was younger. And sometimes I never wanted to be there. I'd walk away from him like a piece of burnt toast, you know? But I knew I needed to be there. So I kept going back, kept going back. And then eventually I started listening to him. And his teachings began to penetrate very deeply in me. And I began to realize the extraordinary nature of what he was teaching me, that I needed that more than I needed anything else in my life. And everything else came, all the stuff that I wanted, all came. And frankly, it was all bullshit. Money and material things and art, and this and that. It all became part of my life. And all of it was secondary to a primary need to develop a spiritual life. But you need to go through all of these things to learn that it's all an illusion. And if you keep growing inside, you get that spiritual eye that allows you to see the difference between what is real, what is an illusion. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? See, you all are real to me. For one simple reason, every one of you being here demands that I have to work on myself. I need to work on myself every day of my life. Your presence here is a constant reminder that I can't take anything in my life for granted. So there's gratitude. There's gratitude for each and every person that is here. It took me a long time to learn this. I used to think I had things to teach. I don't have things to teach. You won't drag it out of me. I think that I want to watch a basketball game at night, that's what I want to do. What I have to do is be here and do this. And this is what makes me grow, not watching a basketball game. Does anyone else have a question they'd like to ask? So thank you, and God bless you all. There'll be a meditation on, what's today, Tuesday, on Thursday. And hopefully you'll all be there. I'm looking forward to it. Also, if you know people that are interested in the meditation, I'm always open for new students. I really am. They always bring something that helps each and every one of us to grow. And it makes it possible for them to grow and for us to grow. So don't be shy. I mean, don't bring me people off the streets, and don't bring me people that are half crazy. I mean, bring me people that really want a spiritual life, They're looking for, I don't care where they come from, but that need to have a spiritual life is really important. Because I know where I came from. I was 3 weeks out of a jail when I met Rudy, So the need to have a spiritual life is what I ask. And then people can fight through anything to get their life.
Yes, but Stuart, I didn't have the need when I came to your class. I didn't had a need to have a spiritual life. I'm serious. I came to get healing.
Well,
I wasn't spiritual. When you
listen,
said God, it was like water on a rock. But now it's completely different.
yeah, because beneath not having a need, there was a deep need to change inside. And you came here to learn how to do that. The day I saw you in my class, I saw all this. But beneath what you were thinking, there was this very powerful need that you had to change. You had to go deeper in yourself, you had to open more, you had to find a different way of looking at the world. That's why you came. Whether you know it or not, that's why you're here. And I'm grateful that you're here because you really have enormous potential to have a spiritual, to grow and to be of service in the world to people.
I'm glad I'm here because I'm changing.
Yes. Okay, if there are no more questions, then we'll have meditation on Thursday. And God bless. Thank you. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you, Stuart.
welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome. I gotta figure out how to get out of here now. Okay.